All right, let's begin now. Let other people drop in. Make sure you have 2 blocks nearby. It's actually quite essential for today's class. If you don't have 2 blocks, you can find some big books or 2 water bottles. And as usual, it's nice to have a blanket for some padding, especially if sensitive knees. Once you gathered all those props that you need for your practice today, come lie down on the back. Just let all of your limbs naturally fall around. Slowly take a deep breath in. And exhale, let everything out along with the tension, maybe some in the shoulders, some in the back. A couple more long, non-rushing breath like that. And just feel that nourishing air coming inside of you, come to the center of you. And then radiate all the way to the rest of the body from the center. There's no special work on our breathing today, just let everything be natural. Let the rhythm of your breath be natural. Let the sound of the breath be natural. Let the movement of the breath be natural. Eyes either soften or fully closed. You can stay here. You can also bend one leg another in, hugging both knees into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze, which is gonna open a bit on the upper back. And keeping everything close to the center of you. You can let some rock side to side. You can even circle around on the back. And this is the place you can stay as well. But if you like to flow from the center place, radiate all the limbs out, extend the arms, extend the legs far away from the center. If you need support, you can release them down to the ground. You can also lift them away from the ground and keep it that way. Inhale, hugging everything into the center. Exhale, open the arms, open the legs. Inhale, hugging everything in. And pull the navel toward the spine, toward the ground. And exhale, when you open the arms, open the legs, keep it that way. Inhale. Exhale, open everything from the center. Flow a couple more rounds on your own. And notice how the shift of your relationship with the center changed when you bring your arms, your legs a little bit further away from the center. It requires more efforts from you to keep the connection. Requires more focus. Next time when your knees, your arms are in together the center again. Step the right foot down and then kick the left leg up. Interlace your hands with left pinky outside behind the left thigh, depend on the length of your arms. Your hands might be behind the left thigh. Can also even behind the left of behind the left calf. Either way, flex the left foot and kick the left heel toward the sky. Pull the low back towards the ground. You can stay here. Just maintain that press of the back of the left legs away from you, waking the left hamstrings. Option to straighten your right leg toward the front. Use the arms to pull the left leg close to you. Deep inhale. Next, lift your shoulder, your upper back away from the ground. And we'll switch the legs. Bring the right leg up, release your left leg away. Inhale, switch. Now exhale, right leg up, left leg down. We'll switch in between. If you lift your shoulders and your upper back too much for you, you can release them down, back down to the ground, so you can get more support. But either way, the center for you is anchoring you down into the ground. And it is also through the same center that extend the top leg up toward the sky. Move with the pace of the breath. Next time your left leg is up again, release your shoulders and back down. Release your left leg down, bend both knees. Bring the heels close to the hips. Press your palms into the ground and press the hips up towards the sky into a bridge pose. If you have sensitive low back, you can slide the block underneath the sacrum. Imagine there's a block in between the thigh bones and you're clenching into the block. You're hugging your both thigh bones towards each other. Deep inhale, press into the bottom of the feet, press into the palms, open the chest. Exhale, keep your pelvis high. One more long, deep inhale. Exhale, release your hips down. I'm gonna switch the other side. Keep your left leg bent. Kick your right leg up toward the sky. Flex your right foot. You can add some ankle roll here. Switch the interlace of the hand just for the sake of balancing. So right pinky outside this time. Flex the right foot. Kick the right heel up. Create that kind of resistance between the back of the right leg and the basket that you created with the hands. Which will lead to some stretch in the upper back. Option to stay here. Option like the other side, you can also extend the left leg long and flex the left foot as well. Press the left heel into the ground. Deep inhale. Exhale, option to lift your shoulders, your upper back away from the ground. Inhale, press the right heel away from you. And exhale, we'll switch left leg up, right leg down. Inhale, switch. Exhale, left leg up. Remember, you can always release both legs down instead of having them hovering the whole time. You can also release your upper back and shoulders back onto the ground if you need that support. Pull the navel into the spine and all the way to the ground. Let's do it twice more. Next time when your right leg is up, slowly release your shoulders to the ground. Bend both knees. Bring the heels close to the hips. Press into the palms, into the ground. Deep inhale. Exhale, lift the pelvis up toward the sky. Option to collapse the hands underneath the pelvis and roll up onto the shoulders for a little bit more chest opening. We're still radiating from the center point. And we're not just talking about the abdominal muscles here. Slow, steady breath in. Next, I'll release everything down. Hug your knees into the chest one more time. You can rock back and forth. And we'll all meet in table pose. We've done enough, plenty hamstring stretch at the beginning. So if you like to flow through a plow pose, feel free to do so. Once you move to table pose, take your time to spread a blanket across the mat, if you have especially if you have a thin mat. And land your knees onto the blanket. Hands both reach the right underneath your shoulders. Neutralize your spine first. Deep inhale, lower the belly, pull the chest forward. The exhale, press into the hands round the upper back. And flow in between with the pace of your natural breath. Option 2, flip your hands. Point your fingers towards the knees. You can add any other movement side to side. Also, just to stay neutral if that works better for you. Once you find neutral in your table pose again, find the blocks if you have them. And bring the hands onto the blocks, just get a little bit extra elevation. And step your left leg long and rock back and forth. And you'll notice the pressure on your hands change based on the position of your torso to your hands. Keep your left leg long and bring yourself to a point that your left foot is far away from the center, but yet it's still connected. Then come back to center. Release your left knee down. Inhale, raise up your right arm. And exhale, scoop your right arm underneath your left. We've been here before. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, thread the right arm to the left. Last time like that. And this time, release your head in between the blocks. Press your left hand into the block. If you do not have the block, you can just walk the left hand to the front, far away from you. Create stable foundation first. Press into the right shoulder. Option to stay here. Option to extend the left leg long. Because we're in a twist and some of the limbs are extended away from the center, so it's going to require even more efforts for us to connect it to it. So what's coming next is totally optional due to that. You can start to lift the left leg up away from the ground. Next, release left foot down if you have it floated. Raise up your right palm. Release your right hand down. Extend your left leg again. And this time, option to float your left leg up. Keep your center where it is. Inhale, press into the left heel. Exhale, draw your left knee into the chest. And step your left foot in between the hands. Adjust your back knee so you'll have some opening space for the front right hip and the right thigh. Right hand down on the block or on the ground. Raise your left arm up, twist to the left side. Inhale, press in the right hand. Release the right shoulder away from the right ear. And exhale, roll your ribs open. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, left hand down. Find the blocks again. If you don't have the blocks, you can rest the hands on top of left thigh for low lunge and Anjaneyasana. We'll stay a couple of breaths in each one of them, and then we're gonna string them together for some flow. So if you find yourself that rushing to the next posture, see if you can shift a little bit focus on stabilize your center. When we are lying on the ground, when we're opening our arms, when we're hugging our knees in, when we're in low lunge, it is the same center. How can we maintain that kind of connection to different situations? Hands on the blocks. Exhale, pin your left hip back. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Press into the left heel, pull the left toes towards you. Now move the block so you can see it. You can turn your left foot side to side just to experiment. There's 3 big muscles in behind the left leg for our hamstrings. And oftentimes we emphasize only part of it. So by rotating this around, we're putting them into various situations so they can all get exercise a little bit. But they're still connecting to the same center though. Inhale, bend in the left leg. Then we'll stop flow. Hand on the blocks or on the ground. And exhale, kick your left foot back. Keep your left foot float. Inhale, press the left heel away from you. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, pull the chest forward, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half split. Inhale, bend into left leg. Exhale, kick the left foot back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, squeeze the left knee into the chest and step it forward. Inhale, lower the pelvis down. Exhale, pin your left hip back, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale, last time like that. Exhale, kick the left foot back. Hugging both thigh bones into the center. Next exhale, step left foot forward. Open the chest. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, back to low lunge. Option to stay here. You can also be a little bit playful by lifting your back knee up. Getting some stretch on the top of the right foot. And of course, you can always just release it down and bring it up, just to pose in between. We're not used to that kind of stretch on top of the feet, so be compassionate to your own physical body. And whenever you're ready, step right foot to meet with the left and fold over the legs. Hugging the elbows, left elbow onto the top. Just shift your elbows side to side. provide some opening to the back of the legs. Even upside down, we still connect to the same center. Option to keep holding your elbows. Option to wrap your arms into an eagle arms. So bring the palms into each other and start slowly rise up. If eagle arm does not work for you, you can just hug up the shoulders. Keep your elbows to the height of the shoulders. If there's a gap in between your elbows, use that as a place where you can focus your gaze. Inhale, lift the elbows up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Release the arms. Inhale, hands on the blocks are on the shin. Exhale, step left and right. Knees up or down. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend to the elbows, hugging the elbows towards each other and release all the way down to the belly. And bring your hands toward the back, palms facing down, thumbs facing out. And inhale, lift the chest up, half locust. Exhale, release the chest down. Let's do one more time. Inhale, lift the chest up. And this time, option to lift your palms, lift the top of the feet up as well. Inhale, feel the crown of the head and the toes are going towards two directions. And exhale, release everything down to the ground. Hands by the chest and push to table or high plank. And we'll move into our first downward facing dog. If the blanket is in the way, you can move it to the side. But we'll come back into that table. So don't move it too far away from you. From downward facing dog, rock forward into a high plank. Exhale, release the knees down. Find the blocks, bring them under the hands. Locate your center first, the right foot back, and just rock back and forth. Then pause in a place where you feel your right heel is far away from the center, but yet still connected. And come back to center. Release the right knee down. And raise up the left arm. Next, thread the left arm underneath the right. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread the left arm under the right. Last time. And this time, release your face to the ground between the blocks as well. Point the right elbows toward the sky. And if you like, you can walk the right hand to the front of the mat. Press into the left shoulder, the back of left arm. Option to extend the right leg long. Press into the right heel. And if you like to play around with your center point, you can also lift up the right leg up from the ground. We'll lift the right foot down if it's floating. Walk the right hand back if it's the way. Lift up your left leg, left arm. Release the left hand down. And extend the right leg again. And this time, float up the right foot to the height of the hip. Inhale, kick the right heel away from you. And exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. And step the right foot in between the hands. Adjust your back knee first. Sink the pelvis toward the ground. Come into a low lunge foundation. And when you reach to that foundation, bring down the left hand and right arm up. Inhale, lengthen the spine to the front. Roll the ribs open. Make sure the left shoulder is not spiking up toward the left ear. Next, release the right hand down. Find the blocks if you have them. Release the hands onto the blocks. If you don't have the blocks, you can bring the hands on top of the right thigh, hugging both thigh bones toward the center. Toward the front. Find the steadiness in this low lunge first before we start flowing. And once you found the steadiness, bring the hands onto the blocks. Inhale, spread the collarbones. Exhale, pin your right hip back, straighten the right leg. Pull the right toes towards your face and press into the right heel. You can just swing the right foot side to side, just to be playful with the hamstrings, the three big muscles. Which also makes more mobility in the place where your femur connects with your hip socket. And inhale, bend into the right leg. Next, I'll kick the right foot back. Float the right foot. Inhale, right foot away from you, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. Step the right foot in between. Pull the chest forward. Half split. On an exhale. Slow inhale, bend into the right leg again. Exhale, kick the right foot back. Inhale, keep it long. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, straighten the right leg, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, kick the right leg back. Inhale, press through the right heel. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Last time. On an exhale, half split. Inhale, chest forward, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And you can lift your back knee up and get some stretch on top of the left foot. Hands on the blocks or on the ground. You can release your left knee down anytime you like to. And whenever you're ready, step your left foot to meet with the right and fold over the legs. Hug your elbows together. This time your right elbow on top. And just shake, side to side, back and forth. Option to keep your elbows stacking with each other. You can also bring an eagle arm, wrapping your arm around each other. Bring the palms together. And rise all the way up. Bring the shoulders, bring the elbows to the shoulders height. And gaze all the way through the front. Release arms by the side, Tadasana. Let's take a long breath in this Tadasana to recheck in with your center. And we'll flow through some Surya Namaskar A together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen spine. Next, step left and right into a high plank. Knees topple down. Deep inhale, press into the heels, press into the palms. Exhale, bend through the elbows. You can release all the way down onto the ground. You can also halfway extend your arms long, pull the chest forward into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And on the exhale, we all meet in downward facing dog. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. If down dog does not work for you, you can release your knees down, just move in between count and cat. You can also come into child pose. If your hands are too slippery, you can try bring, if you have a strap, you can just lay the strap on the mat and bring the palms on the strap. Sometimes that helps. In the bottom of the next exhale, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Next, step right and left into a high plank. Deep inhale. Exhale all the way down to the ground. You can halfway Chaturanga Dandasana. On the inhale, pull chest forward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Three to 5 rounds of breath here. Bottom for next exhale, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Rise all the way up. Hand to heart center. Flow one more round on your own and try to not skip the 3 to 5 rounds of breath. So you have that space that you can reconnect to your center without disturbance. If you're still flowing, take your time. If you already arrived at the top of the mat, come into the intentional Tadasana. And notice what's the relationship to your center point standing up compared to when you're lying down on the back. And once you arrive to the front of the mat, slowly blink open the eyes. And shift the weight onto the right foot. Draw the left knee up. Interlace the hands with the left pinky outside underneath the left thigh. Hugging in the right outer hip first. Stepping strong to the right foot. Next, I'll kick the right leg straight toward the front. Inhale, bend it in. Next, I'll kick the right foot straight. Let's do it one more time. You can see, you can try to release your hands. You can bring the arms by the ears. And release the left foot down. Hand on the blocks. And step your right foot back into runner's lunge. You can always have the option to release the right knee down if you like to. Bring the right hand down and left hand up. Simple twist. Inhale, reaching to the left hand. Exhale, roll your ribs open. Still revolving to the same center point compared to a low lunge twist. Exhale, release left hand down. Hands on the blocks. Release your right knee down first. Untuck your right toes. Come into a low lunge. We'll flow again. Inhale, chest forward. Next, exhale, bring your hips all the way to your right heel. Flex the left foot. You can use your right hand to pull your left foot towards you. If sitting on the right heel does not work for you, so you can certainly slide a block underneath your sacrum to sit on the blocks. And just as we were in half split, be playful with your left foot and swing it side to side. And come back forward. And lift your right knee up. Imagine you're one straight arrow shooting from the crown of the head to the front. Release your right knee down. Inhale. And exhale, sit your right hip back. You can move the blocks with you if you need them. We'll flow. Bend into the left leg. Lift your right knee up. Release the right knee down. And sit back to the right heel. Inhale, left knee forward. Lift your right knee up. And this time, hands can stay on the blocks. You can bring hands on top of the left thigh. And if you want to challenge your connection with the center point, you can also raise up the arms by the ears. Your hands are far away from your center point. Your right foot is far away from the center point. You have minimum space you have a minimum connection with the ground, which has been supporting you. So you can always bring it down a little bit if you feel like you're losing that connection. Release the hands down, release the right knee down. Step your right foot forward and fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Next, step the right foot back again and spin down your right heel this time. Straighten the left leg, come into a pyramid pose. Let's start with the tallest height of the blocks. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Now exhale, fold over the legs. You can adjust the height of the blocks accordingly. This is to counter pose. Or we just warrior. Just let the chest melt towards to the left leg. And press strongly into the right heel, the pinky to the right foot. Bend into the left leg. Step the left foot back. And press into downward facing dog. Of course, you can throw in a vinyasa here if you like to. If downward facing dog does not sound restive to you, you can come down into a child pose. And if you're already in a downward facing dog and you feel like you have more energy to burn, you can lift up your right leg. Then hop the left foot close to the hand first and press into the hands. Keep the right leg lift up. Flex the right foot. You can bring yourself close to the wall if you want some handstand hop. If you do not have a wall but you still want to safely play with it, you can imagine that you're kicking the right heel onto the ceiling instead of beyond you. And land lightly if you can. And we'll step both feet to the front and fold over the legs. Keep a big bend in both legs. You can also release the hips down into a Malasana. Whatever that works for you to release that tension from the back of the legs. So come sit down on the shins. And also come into a child pose. Child pose is actually a really good counter pose for any inversion. So go for it if you feel like that's a place to be for you. And we'll come up to do the other side. Shift the weight onto the left foot first. Draw the right knee into the chest. Interlace hands with the right pinky outside. Hug the left outer hip in. Take a long inhale, step strongly to the left foot. And exhale, kick the right leg forward. Inhale, bend the right foot in. And exhale, kick the right leg long. Last time. Option from here to release the hands. Option to bring the hands far away from the center point. And step the right foot down. Hands on the blocks. Step the left foot back. Release the left hand onto a block or onto the ground. Right hand up, twist to the right side. Inhale,
reaching to the right hand. And exhale, roll the ribs open. One more long inhale, lengthen through the spine all the way to the crown of the head and to the left heel. Exhale, release the right hand down. Release the left knee down. Inhale, low lunge, pull the chest forward. Exhale, sit your left sit bone onto the left heel. You can use the left hand to pull the right toes above the right foot. And also just to swing side to side. Be playful. Come bend into the right leg again. And exhale, lift your left knee up. Imagine the energy shooting from the crown of the head and anchoring to the top of the left foot. Inhale. And exhale, sit into the left heel. Inhale, bend into the right leg. And exhale, lift your left knee away from the ground. Let's float it like that one more time. And this time, you can keep your hands onto the blocks. You can also bring the hands on top of the right thigh. And if you like to change your connection to the center point, you can bring the arms away from you. And whenever you're ready, release the hands down if you have them float. And step the left foot to meet with the right. And fold over the legs. You can do the elbows, hugging the elbows in. You can also slide the hands underneath your feet. Just walk the feet, walk the toes against the wrist. Gorilla pose. Whenever you're ready, come back up and step the left foot back. Spin down your left heel, straighten the right leg. Let the block starting from the highest point first. Shooting the spine to the pelvis. Exhale, fold over the legs. Adjust the height of the blocks accordingly. Hugging both outer hips in. Press firmly into the left heel. And bend into the right leg. Step your right foot back. And come directly into a downward facing dog. You can also move through one round of vinyasa. You can also release the knees down, come into a child pose first, or sit on the shin bones. If you come down to child pose already, stay there to rest. And if you like to play handstand hop on the side as well, bring the feet together, lift up your left foot. Press into the palms first. Then hop the right foot a little bit closer to the hands until your shoulders are right above the wrist. Then imagine there's a wall in front of you to catch you, but we're not shooting towards the wall. Instead, flex the left foot. Imagine you're kicking that left foot toward the ceiling. And land the right foot down lightly. Whenever you're ready, step forward and fold over the legs. You can also come down into a squat. You can also sit on the shin. And also come into a child pose. Use this time and space to just explore that, which kind of pose works the best for you. Which pose helps you to reconnect with the center point in the best way. And last a little bit. Whenever you're ready, slowly come up. So for the last little bit, we're going to do Hanumanasana full split, which is also known as monkey pose. I like folding my mat mostly in so I can have a lot of padding on my back knee. We'll start with the left leg. So right knee on the folded mat. We'll come into a low lunge. Bring a blanket or something that can slide on the floor in front of you. Sink the pelvis first. You can stay in a half split. You can also come sit onto the right heel. That's what we did before. And if you decide to try full split, step your left foot onto the blanket or something, whatever you choose to slide with first. And bring a block underneath your left thigh bone to catch it in case you get too far. Then start slowly. Slide the left foot away from you. And of course, some of you might be born very flexible, so you can adjust the height of the blocks accordingly. My hamstrings are super tight, so I'm always gonna put some support underneath on my left leg. An option to raise up your arms. Hanumanasana, monkey pose. 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. And to get out, hands on the blocks first. Slowly glide yourself in. And just move in to some low lunge and half split gently. There was a big stretch we just did, so we do not want to just jump out of it, which might shock our physical body. And whenever you're ready, we'll try the other side. Bring the left knee down, right foot forward. Come into low lunge first. And straighten the right leg. You can stay in this half split and also sit to the back. And if you like to give full split a try, step the right foot onto the blanket. And bring a block underneath your right thigh bone first. Then slowly slide the right foot away from you. You can hands on the blocks and also raise up the arms toward the sky. Hanumanasana, monkey pose. Keep hugging both thigh bones toward the center. When you're ready to come out, start slowly. Hand on the blocks first. Glide the right foot close to you. Bend into the right leg. Sink the pelvis down. Just move in between some gentle low lunge and half split. This can be a really good stretch after run or a long walk. And whenever you're ready, open the mat again. We finish the practice with a couple more winding down postures. If you tend to lean your back towards back of you when you're crossing leg sitting, then pop yourself onto a blanket. Just give yourself a little bit extra height. And cross your left leg in the front first. Sukhasana. And bring the left elbow on top of the right. Wrap your arm around each other. Perhaps bring the palms together. Lift your elbows up to the height of the shoulders. Option to stay here. Option to do some circles with those arms. It doesn't matter which direction you're gonna go, do the other direction as well. And we'll switch direction. And as beginning of the practice, go with the pace of your breath instead of breathe with the pace of the movement. Next time, when your elbows up, release the arm bind. Let's roll around the neck. Lean the left ear to the left shoulder. Bring the hand on top of the right side of the head. Give it a little gentle nudge. And slowly come to center. Release the right ear to the right side. Right hand on top of the left side of the head. Slowly come to the center. We'll switch the cross of the legs, bring the right leg to the front. Bring the elbows up. You can right elbow up and hugging off the shoulders. And also wrap the arms together. Bring the palms into each other. Eagle arm. You can go with a circle if that really feels good for you. You can also inhale, puff the chest up, lift the elbows toward the sky. Exhale, round the upper back, hugging the elbows toward the navel. Kind of like cow and cat with the bind. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, hug the elbows toward the navel. 3 times more like that. Next time when your elbows up, stretch the shoulder blades away from each other. Release the arms down. Bow the head toward the heart and bring the hands. You can create a basket with the hands. And bring the basket to the back of the head and hug the elbows in. Create some stretch in the back of the neck. Just let things naturally slow down. No expectation, no rush here. Use a quiet and slow moment to help you to reconnect to the center point if you lost it somewhere. And start slowly come up. And find your way to your back. Make sure the props are near you so you don't have to come back up to look for them. Once you arrive to the back, slowly close eyes, bend the legs, bring the heels close to the hips. And push the pelvis up. And this time, we all slide a block underneath our sacrum for supported block, supported bridge. If one block is not enough, you can stack 2 blocks. If you decide to go with 2 blocks, make sure both blocks are on the lowest height so it's not too precarious for the closing posture. There's no efforts here. Simply observe your breath instead of working on that. We do not create a center, we be with the center, since the center is already in us. If you have any other postures you'd like to include in your practice today, use the next couple moments to do so. I do suggest to go for some symmetric postures.
So you have time to do both sides. And if this is the right moment for you to settling into rest, hugging the knees into the chest one last time. And then some gentle rock side to side. Whenever you're ready, open the arms, open the legs. Perhaps bring a blanket over the pelvis. Shavasana. If you don't have to rush to anywhere, feel free to stay where you are. Otherwise, keep your focus on the observation of your breath. And stop wiggling the toes and fingertips. And bend into one leg and another and roll onto one side. Make all those as possible. And support yourself into a comfortable seat. Once you arrive, get the hands in front of the heart. Take one deep inhale. And exhale, let everything out. One long, steady breath in, followed by Om. Om. Bow the head toward the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Look forward to see you in the future. Whenever you're ready, slowly blink open the eyes.